All right, everybody, let's get started. Quick setup, not much today. Pull your black cables off your back handlebars. Make sure they're not wrapped around. You don't need your mermaid strap, so I like to push it up against the springs when I'm not using it most of the time. We'll be starting out on 1 yellow, 2 will be more support, and then probably have your red pole handy for some of the light lunge. Let's go. So we're gonna, Jessica here, good morning. Let's get started. So 1 to 2 yellows, we'll start facing the front in a plank on your elbows. So bring your elbows onto the front platform, toes near the number 3 or that first red line. Extend back through the legs. Bring your shoulders to land right over your elbows. Lift up through the back of your head a little bit, get the neck nice and long, especially if you're doing this in the morning and you might have woke up recently. Heels, your inner heels specifically, are reaching back. You could have your feet closer together, you could have your feet wider apart to make it a little bit more stable. Now if you want, we're gonna take a little bit of a challenge here, warming up the core a lot. So as you do this, make sure your head doesn't move, your pelvis doesn't move. See if you can lift your right leg up just an inch, so your toes barely hover, and then point your toes back towards that back platform, and then really strong, set your right foot back down. And then lift your left foot just barely, like an inch. And then point your toes energetically back, and then flex the toes, set the foot back down. Keep moving just like this. You could go faster, you could go slower, but I want it to be precise. Your shoulders are firing, your navel is lifting up. Awesome, Jessica. Slide your shoulders back just 1/4 of an inch. There you go, perfect. We have 10 more seconds like this, burning into those lower abs, and honestly, burning into your butt a little bit, working those hip flexors a little bit. 3, make sure you even it out. 2, both feet down, take an inhale, push strongly into your elbows. Begin to pike your hips up towards the sky. We're only gonna be here about 10 seconds, nice and slow. Just getting out of those shoulders a little bit, and then resisting it all the way back down. Just 6, 5, we're gonna come to our hands down to the knees for wheelbarrow. 3, 2, 1, good job, Jess. Hands up, I like my hands a little bit wider than my shoulders, but it's up to you. Knees down, shins are pressing down, toes are pointed back, navel is lifting up, like scoop out those lower abs. Knit the rib cage closed on your front and to press the shoulders away from your ears. Awesome, Jessica. So you'll see the movement is coming from the shoulders. We're hinging backwards, nice and slow, slow as you can go. Add a little pause at the back, and then as you exhale, slowly start to pull forward. We'll take about 10 more seconds. We're gonna take a challenge, and then we're gonna start to alternate some tricep push-ups down here on the knees. Next one, begin to slide it back, hold it back. There it is, Jessica. We just had to move a car for the street sweeper. Hold it all the way back. Perfect in the spine, Jessica. Holding on to it, everybody. See if you can slide it back just a little bit further and feel how those shoulders want to hike up, but you're so strong you put them away. 3, little pulses now, just 2. And then slowly start to pull forward, nice and slow, nice and slow. Bring it all the way in, dive your shoulders forward, tricep push-up. Yes, keep the navel lifting as you come down. Slowly push all the way up and then slide it back out to your biggest wheelbarrow here. Nice and slow, nice and strong. You can adjust. Remember what we talked about, modifications. If you're gassing a little bit and you need to catch yourself, rather than coming so far in and like shaking it out, taking a break, don't go out as far. Reconnect your inner thighs for me. Squeeze your glutes back there. Let's go out for a hold in 4, 3, 2, slide it out, hold it back. Melt the shoulders down, squeeze those inner thighs. See if you can push out a little bit further, just 4. Good, little pulses now for 3. Squeeze it real tight, look so strong, Jess. 2, start to pull all the way in. And then now at the front, I want you to hold those tricep push-ups. So you're just coming down and up, nice and slow. See if you can make it a little bit slower than you're comfortable with. This should definitely start to make those shoulders shake a little bit. Keep the core lifting, which for me is the hardest part. Drawing the ribs up as your chest comes down. You have 10, 9, we tuck the toes, high plank position in 4. Keep it tight, 3, 2, 1, pop on up to your toes. She literally popped up to her toes. Hold it out into your plank. Establish the shoulders, right? They're starting to get tired, so you gotta reset. Wrap the triceps a little bit, soften through the elbows, spread your collarbones, lift your chin. Slowly squeeze the core, bend your knees for bear. Real slow, real strong. Starting to really fire now. Big old inhales, Big exhale. So if you like to change up your feet, you can move your feet a little closer. Again, they could be a little bit wider. Try to really slow this down. You're already halfway there. Not gonna hold you here very long. Squeeze and breathe. Like to add a little hold at the front, making sure that you're feeling those lower abs rather than letting your hip flexors take over. Same thing as you slide your legs back. There could be a little hold there as well. Keep tucking through the tailbone. As your legs slide back, imagine that sensation when you were lifting one leg at a time from your elbows. Same goes here. This is your last 5. We travel up to the back. We're coming into catfish. 3, 2, 1. So all the way to the back. You could stay at the front to modify. Hands come up to your high bars. Toes hook up against the strap. This is going to be fairly challenging since we just came off wheelbarrow and bear. This movement in your spine and your legs is very similar to bear, right? So keep it small, keep it tight. Awesome form, Jessica. We're already a third of the way there, you guys. So again, not here very long. I want you to fight to stay in this burn in your shoulders. Wrap back through the triceps a little bit. Externally rotating your shoulder joint is gonna help you protect your neck, your shoulders, and effectively work your shoulders correctly. Squeeze your inner thighs, squeeze your glutes. On your next one, I want you to slide it out, maybe halfway, maybe a little further. Your knees are behind you. Hold it, squeeze it, the tiniest movement. Slowly though, a little squeeze in. You gotta breathe here. Take it out a little, squeeze out, just 5. We go back to full range in 3. It's your last 10 seconds. Dig deep in 2 and 1. Out and in, just 8 seconds. Super strong, Jess. 6, 5, we bring it down, elbows and knees, kneeling crunch. 3, 2, 1, good job. So really lighting up these center abs for our opening core block. Elbows are down, you're gonna start to flex and round up through your spine. Should be fairly connected to those abs by now, so let it burn, let it shake. Try to go a little bit slower. Pack those shoulders away. Engage around the armpits, squeeze your buns, squeeze your inner thighs, point through your toes more. Get your whole body to light up right now. Next one, I want you to start to slide it about halfway in. So your knees aren't underneath you, they're behind slightly. Tuck in through those lower abs, lift the front ribs, relax out of the neck a little bit, and just hold it here and try to squeeze a little deeper. For 3, we slide all the way out in 2, and 1. Knees slide all the way back, all the way out, hips press forward, back of the head lifts, gaze slightly forward, like wheelbarrow. Start to saw your shoulders, but I want you to keep it so controlled here, so tight. Your shoulders stay out of your ears. Your chin stays lifting towards your throat. Don't let the back of the neck kink here. Just 8, 7, 6, draw the navel to core up a little bit tighter. 3, 2, stack your shoulders up over your elbows, round, go slow. You have 20 seconds here. Last push is coming. I'm gonna get you right into those legs today. Breathing in, breathing out. You have 12 more seconds. You got 1 push here. Hands are coming up, I know. Toes are coming up, I know. Remember, the further your toes are back, the harder it will be. If you need to mod, take it up to the front for your high plank. In 2 and 1. Hands up, toes up, right here at the back. You've got 15 seconds of stillness. Squeeze your butt. Squeeze your inner thighs. Activate and reach through your heels. Draw your center abs, your core up a little tighter. Push down into your hands for me and begin to pike your hips slowly, slowly, slowly. Yes, Jessica, up towards the sky. I love that hold at the top. And then start to melt it back out into your plank, reaching through the heels, lifting through the core. Even on the way down, you guys, keep that lifting sensation. The way down is not a break. It's just the opposite movement, working the same muscles eccentrically. She's almost there. You have 10 more seconds. Breathe. Feel that fire, right? Feel your edge. Push through the challenge a little bit. 3, bring it to the plank. 2, either hold it here or take a set of push-ups. Last 10, we travel up to the front. Awesome, Jess. Your left foot on the front platform. Carriage kicks to start it out. In 3, so good. 2 and 1. Take it on up to the front. Your left foot forward. 2 yellows would make this easier if you need it. Right toes about the first tread line. Sit down into a deep lunge here. So come all the way down. We're gonna start it out with carriage kicks. So as low as you can sit in your left leg, start to bend your right knee forward. Yes, good. Think about like bear and catfish. You're in a totally different position, right? You're standing on your leg rather than your arms, but same goes as that leg slides back. Feel the hip flexors get a little stretch. Feel the core have to battle. Now, since your leg is fresh here, let's see if we can come down a little bit lower. Push heavier into your left heel. Open up through your collarbones. Open up through the neck, the jaw a little bit. Let your throat kind of be open. Let your teeth relax. And again, see if you can sit in it a little bit lower. Take that left knee back just a sliver. Yes, good. And then now a little bit slower. You're under 20 seconds here. Breathe in, squeeze in. Again, jaw is relaxed. Keep your eye on the prize. Next one. Start to bring your right knee in so that it's right underneath your right hip. See if you can sink in a little bit lower. Use your pole if you have to. Maybe you reach your arms forward. In just 10 seconds, give me a little squeeze down. Yep. A little squeeze down. Awesome. Just 5, lifting through the crown of the head a little bit. 3, sink low. 2, hold it low, hold it low. Slide your right leg back, pause, keep the tailbone dropping towards the floor. Sink it as low as you might go in your left leg now, and as slowly as you can, perfect form, just start to rise up into your elevator lunge. Really, really slow. Try not to lock it out at the top. Once you hit the top, we're coming right back down. I want you to go for depth right now. I want you to try to get really low, left thigh parallel floor every time. There's a hold there, squeezing through the core, putting those shoulder blades down the back closer to the hips. And again, trying not to lock out your knee at the top. Chin is working towards the throat. You can absolutely lean a little bit forward here if that feels better on the spine or the right leg. Again, keep it slow. Keep it tight. 20 seconds, keeping this full range of motion, layering these reps together after that big challenge to start. Let's start to make our way all the way down to the bottom on your next one. Take your time, meet me in 5, all the way, 4, lowest lunge, 3, 2, hold it down. So pushing into the heel. It's difficult to hold down here after we started with that juicy isometric hold. As slowly as you can, come 1 inch up. Feel those obliques working here to stabilize the hips. Come 1 inch down. Push it. Push into that heel. 1 inch up. Stay with it. Come 1 inch down. Now just hold it for 3. Sink as low as you can. 2. Slowly start to rise up. Real slow, real slow, real slow. Try not to lock it. Once you hit the top, let's come right back down. We're almost there. Almost out of this one. Shorter set on the legs today, so we're going to get them, if you know what I mean. You have 10 seconds, Jess. One more challenge coming. We'll finish today in full range of motion on this one. Start to make your way down in 3. Hold it real low. 2. Hold it and breathe. Squeeze your inner thighs. See if you can keep your tailbone heavy, but lift the spine just slightly, slowly. 1 inch up. Good. 1 inch down. See if you can sink 1 more inch down. Here we go. Last push. Start to rise. Slow, slow, slow. Yes, that tempo is fire. Once you hit the top, come right back down. This is your last 10 seconds. You're going to step over to the left side of your machine. We're going to bring it into floor lunge, opening those hips a little bit more. Last 3, 2, 1. Good fight. Use your bars. Step to the left. Left foot, slide it all the way forward so your left toes are like underneath this curvy bar. Right toes are back at 10, tucked under, or you could use the eyelet if that feels better for you. Bending down into the left knee. The mechanics are largely the same. Your left knee stays right over your ankle. Make sure your left toes are pointed straight ahead. Occasionally, touch your hip bones here, you guys. Make sure your hips are pointed straight ahead, like headlights on a car. Make sure you're not arching your back to get lower, but instead feeling that big stretch on the front of your right hip. It's the good stuff. Start to make your way down towards the bottom. Gonna take a big challenge here while we're fresh. Now remember, you can always set the right knee down if you like, and honestly, I like to set it down to start the challenge. as slowly as you can, start to lean over your left thigh. So lean your torso, your body weight over that left thigh. If you have your knee down especially, drop your hips a little lower. Yes, bending the left knee. Now it's important here, you guys, scoop your belly off your thigh. Tailbone is lengthening back. Feel how that challenges the leg, but also you feel a little stronger, safer in the core. Now, we've got a little bit of time left here. If you want to try lifting your right knee up, you can. If you need your arms for support, use them. 8 more seconds. Maybe you fly the arms back if you've got it. 5. We got to reverse out of it. Take an inhale. Use arms if you need to. Retuck right toes if they're untucked. Relift right knee if it's down. Peel your chest away from your thigh. Don't arch your back though. Tuck the tail. Slowly. Rise. Real slow. Real slow. Awesome. Once you hit the top, you're coming right back down. Now in this one, we're going to finish with a big challenge. You will not have to go back to full range. You got about 15 seconds of movement. We're going to be moving from this exercise into an isometric hold on your left leg. We'll start to be pushing after this, so those heavier spring loads are coming. Start to make your way all the way down. Hold it, I know. Squeeze your inner thighs. See if you can reach your arms forward, straight out in front of your shoulders. Feel the energy. Left leg, 1 inch down, squeeze it. Good. 1 inch up, just 8 seconds. 1 inch down, awesome, Jessica. 1 inch up. About 1 red, 1 to 2 yellows, skater. 3, 2, 1. Good job. So 1 red, 1 to 2 yellows, maybe no yellows if you haven't been skating in a while. Wedge your feet against the straps, bend your knees, sit low, get down. You can always turn that bar around in front of you so you have something to rest your hands on. And then as slowly as you can, begin to drive that right heel out to the right. So strong, Jessica. Pausing out there, making sure that knee doesn't collapse forward. Exactly. And then bending the right knee to bring it in. Now make sure your core isn't spilling out to the floor here. Ribs are lifting towards your back. Your tailbone is reaching back. Slow, steady. Awesome. Let's go ahead and drive that right leg out to the right and just hold it there. Keep a softness in the knees so you're not locking. This looks so good, Jessica. Melt the shoulders, everybody. Relax through the jaw, and I want you to try to get a whole inch lower in both legs. Good. Now, right leg, 1 inch in, real slow. 1 inch out. Keep that 1 inch real small. It's just one tiny baby inch. 1 inch in. No arms, Jessica. I like it. Push it 1 inch out. Now hold it. And again, try to set that 1 inch lower. Again, bring it back to full range. Nice and slow, nice and strong. Melt those shoulders away. You've totally got this one. We're almost there already. Breathing in, 10 seconds. Breathing out. Push to the heels. Spread your knees. Drop your shoulders away from your ears again. Push your right leg out about 90-95% of the way. Hold it out there. Set the core again. Pull in through the obliques. Use your bar if you need to. Exactly. Right leg. 1 inch in. Good. 1 inch out. Keep that 1 inch real tiny, you guys. Feel those glutes working. Go 1 inch out. Push your left knee out to the left. The other leg. Yep. Right leg 1 inch in. Last time, push it 1 inch out. Hold it. Now listen. Try to come a full inch or 2 lower. Take an inhale and go back to full range. If you're feeling crazy, flight your arms forward out in front of your shoulders. No arms, much more challenging. Awesome, Jessica. Just 10 seconds here. We're gonna pivot into runner's lunge. I know, it's gonna be a beast. Last one, left leg in 3, 2, 1. Super strong. Pivot on your feet to face the front. You can always adjust your spring load if you need to. Make sure, left knee, deep bend. Your knee is right over your ankle. The bony part of your knee should be slightly in front of your shin, and that is hard to maintain. As much as you're pushing back with your right leg, I want you drilling down into your left heel. It is a good idea to use the bars on this one, the black handlebars, to force yourself to get low and to make sure you're pushing into that left heel, driving down, pushing forward. Solid, Jessica. Core is working hard here, working the hips in all kinds of ways today. On your next one, I want you to bring your right knee in, so that it's pretty much right under your hip. You can kick it back slightly if that feels better. I need you to feel your right booty working a little bit. Now I want you to sink down as low as you can get. If you can get your left thigh below parallel, try. Use the pole or use your black handles as slowly as you can, about 3 inches up, maybe 4 inches, about halfway. And then all the way back down. Make sure you keep your tailbone heavy, especially on the way up, you guys. Don't let your back arch. 3 to 4 inches up, like halfway. And then all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, low as you can get. Push it, get it to shake. Awesome, Jess. And then again, 3 to 4 inches up. Good. And then all the way back down, all the way down, all the way down. This time, settle into it. Lunge the bony part of your knee a little forward. Retuck your tail, reset the core slowly. Start to push that right leg out. Yes. And then you're resisting it on the way in. Try to sink a little bit lower here if you can. Dig in, lean a little forward if it helps. In 4, you're bringing that right leg in one more time. 3, 2, bring that right leg in. It's slightly underneath the hip, maybe slightly behind. Make sure you feel your right butt working. This time, 1 inch down, settle into it. Squeeze those inner thighs. 1 inch up, stay with it right here. 1 inch down, you've totally got it. Last time. 1 inch up, come 1 inch back down, really set it here, kick into that heel, squeeze your core tighter, push your right leg back to full range. You have 20 seconds here, digging in and digging through. 15 seconds, we'll transition, coming into scrambled eggs. So we're gonna stay on the left side, 2 to 3 yellows. I like 2 myself. You'll need the strap on the left. In 3, 2, and 1. So kicking this left side's butt, we'll start to move into the obliques. 2 to 3 yellows. Take that long strap over your left foot. Hands are out by your springs. Arms are kind of fresh again because we haven't used them for the last several minutes. Make sure your right knee is right underneath your right hip. So if anything, move your right knee more to the right. Start to sweep that left leg down and out and forward. I want you to take a little pause today when your left leg is forward. Feel both obliques pinch in and feel the balance between your shoulders. As you exhale, slowly sweeping that left leg back. I want you to keep a softness in your left knee so you can feel that upper left inner thigh and your left booty working a little harder. Slow this one down, 20 seconds, and we'll see if we can take a little bit of a balance challenge. Breathing in. Breathing out. Move those shoulder blades down away from your ears towards the hips. We've talked about it in every exercise. It just feels different when you change your body position, when you change your center of gravity. Next one, see if you can either take your right arm out in front of your shoulder. If that bothers your neck, make sure your thumb is turned up, or take your right arm out to the side, or try bringing it underneath your rib cage, feeling what the core is doing. Another option, if you're not gonna lift it completely, is just kind of tenting the fingers there. Almost there. About 10 more seconds. We're gonna take a little challenge for the inner thighs. Good, great range of motion, Jessica. 8, 7, 6, last one is your best one. Fight for it to the end. Don't quit these exercises early. On your next one, sweep your left leg all the way back behind you, all the way behind your butt. Point your toes to the floor, so flex your heel back, engage through the lower abs, pull in on the core. Left leg, 1 inch to the left, feel the inner thigh working, 1 inch to the right. So using your core muscles, using the inner and outer thigh, 1 inch left, 1 inch right. You have 5, good. 4, spring change to the back, side crunch, 2 and 1. So unstrap yourself, make sure you're on 1 yellow, 2 will be twice as hard. Bring your elbows to the back platform, your knees kick the strap, your knees are pointed slightly right for this one. Inhale as the knees travel back. Good, and then exhale, squeeze, round up and in. Perfect spine, Jessica. So the smaller the range of motion is, the easier it is to control. Please try to make sure you're not crunching and binding up in the left hip, which I'm telling you is going to be the path of least resistance. because we've been working your left leg and your hips and you just came out of scrambled eggs. So relax, feel the lift radiate from the core. If you're pulling so far in to take a break, you're probably, again, loading up that hip a little bit. Level out the shoulders, form is perfect, Jessica. On your next one, I want you to take it a little bit more than halfway out. Feel it there. And then give me a little squeeze up, a little squeeze out. 5, a little squeeze up, a little squeeze out. 2, go back to full range, keep it slow, 15 seconds of movement. Let your neck lengthen out as the knees slide back. Breathe through it, right? Radiate through those lungs. Next one, again, slide it a little bit more than halfway out, last time. Hold it there. Feel that left side brace up, and then little squeeze up. This is where you finish. Little squeeze out. Little squeeze up, hands on your back platform, toes tuck. 3, good. 2, and 1. Bring your hands up, tuck your toes. If you need to go to the front, you totally can. If you need to come to your knees, you can do that, but again, I'd rather you go to the front. Take an inhale, slowly bend your knees to the right, single-sided dancing bear. Not gonna hold you here long. You were here the minimum amount of time because I know we're at our edge. We've been on our shoulders the last several exercises. We warmed up the shoulders a lot with that opening core block. Solid, Jessica. Let's all slow it down just a sliver more. Remember, the slower you go, the less times you have to do it. Hold that squeeze every time you pull it in. Squeeze your legs together every time you slide it out. I like a little hold there. You're halfway through. Dig deeper. Push into your hands a little bit. Soften through your elbows. Wrap the triceps back. See if you can squeeze that left side in a little bit deeper. Don't just bend the knees. Radiate. Visualize that left side. You guys, 10 more seconds and you're there. We're taking a ride up to the front. 6, 5. We make our way into catfish. 3, at the front of the machine. 2, and 1. Good fight, Jessica. Hands up on your front platform. Don't forget to breathe, everybody. Toes are tucked on the number 3. You can slide them forward underneath the strap if you like. Shoulders slightly behind the wrist line here at the front, which is a little bit different than we're at the back platform. You'll see she's established her hips in this perfect tabletop position. Legs are bending. You're squeezing in her thighs. You're squeezing your lower abs. Breathe. Make it more intense than it actually is here at the front. Can you imagine that you're pulling against the spring like we did at the back rather than the spring is helping you come in? Remember, you could always be on 2 yellows here at the front. We're going to transition into our legs from here. Big old inhales, big old exhales. Next one, I want you to start to slide it about halfway out. Hold it. Wrap back through your triceps. Remember, work that external rotation. It's going to help you build that strength in your upper body. Little squeeze in. I don't care how big it is. I just want it to be slow. Little squeeze out. So you're in like a pulse size of a movement, but it's just as slow and just as controlled and just as spicy as that full range. 8, stay with it. 7, we're gonna drop the hips down as we slide the legs back. So you'll look like you're in a flying plank. In 3, push back through your toes. 2, straighten your legs, lower your hips, gaze a little forward. Slowly, push-ups or hold here if you need to. You guys, how do you make your push-ups easier? Don't go down so low. If you need to come to your knees, you can, but we're on an incline here. This is much easier than if your hands were on that front platform. 6, stay with me, should be rising that heart rate right now. Your right foot steps forward, carriage kick. 3, 2, 1. Woo, good job, Jessica. Right foot is forward, left toes are back. If you need to move your pole to the other side, you go right ahead. Deep bend in your right knee, set it up, establish it. Take an inhale and start to bend that left knee in. Slide your right knee back just a sliver. Perfect. Make sure your right knee right over your ankle, not starting to creep forward. Make sure your toes point straight ahead unless we've talked about something else. More importantly than where your toes point is that your knee points in line with your toes. Isometrically holding on our right leg. Left knee is bending, so you're squeezing that left thigh forward. Feel the hip flexors working again, right? As you slide your left leg back, make sure the back doesn't arch, your pelvis doesn't shift. Breathe. 15 seconds here, and we'll take a little challenge. Big inhales, big exhales. Melt the shoulders down. Reset your gaze, right? could be like, it's like a loop you're running every few seconds. Your body starts to get tired. That path of least resistance starts to kick in. Next one, start to bring the left knee in. It's right under your hip. Sit back into your right heel. Tiny movement down. So little squeezes here, just 10 seconds. Collarbones are open, crown is reaching up. 3, 2, sink it low. Slowly slide your left leg back, hold it. Can you sink a little bit lower in your right leg? So strong, Jessica. And now slowly start to rise up. Real slow, real slow, real slow, real slow. Try not to lock it. Once you hit the top, you're coming right back down. Digging in and digging through. So 2 challenges coming. You'll have some movement in between both. Breathe through. 10 seconds here. And we'll take that first little hit to the hamstring glute in this one. Inner thighs are still squeezing. We're not getting like super specific inner thigh work today outside of like when you do your carriage kicks and when we are holding our hips square in these lunges and when we do that little spicy thing in the scrambled egg. Next one, start to bring it all the way down towards the bottom. Hold it. Open up through the collarbones. Melt through the shoulders. Awesome. Push into that right heel. 1 inch up. Stay with it. 1 inch down. Breathe. 1 inch up. Push to the heel. Good. Come 1 inch down. Sink a little lower, slowly as you can. Start to rise up. Spine looks so good, Jessica. Once you hit the top, you're coming right back down. You only have about 10 seconds of movement here, pushing right on through it. We'll come right into that second light lunge from here. Good. Take a second at the bottom to make sure you're trying to fire up that core. It's everything. It's gonna raise the heart rate. It's gonna make your body a little bit smarter for these lunges. Let's come all the way down, last time like this. Hold it there nice and tight. Dig deep, dig through, push into that heel heavier than you are, and then slowly 1 inch up. Good, come 1 inch down. One time, 1 inch up. 1 inch down, as low as you can get. Last push. Rise, you're back to full range. Slow, 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 slow. Yes, good fight, Jess. Once you hit the top, come right back down. Last 10 seconds. We step to the right into our floor lunge. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. So stepping to the right, move your right toes up so they're kind of underneath that front little foot bar. Left toes are on the 8. If you slide your left toes more forward, it's all good. It's just gonna make it a little bit more supported. Same goes if you slide your right foot back a little bit. And remember, you can always use the bars here for support. I call out these things, raise your arms up, reach your arms forward, but fully disclosing, I'm usually using the black bars in this one because this exercise is extremely difficult for me in my balance, in my hips, in all of it. Melt the shoulders, open up through your collarbones a little bit, 10 seconds, and we're gonna get right into that first challenge. So we'll set it up step by step. There's ways to make it harder, there's ways to make it more supported. Start to make your way down to the bottom. Hold it down here. Now, if you need to, go ahead and set your left knee down, or you can try it without. You can use your bars. Lean your spine over your right thigh and hold it there. Once you lean forward, bend your right knee more, drop your hips lower. Hold it here. Now take a second, tuck your tailbone back, feel your belly and your hip bone lift away from your right thigh. It's difficult. If you would like, at this point, maybe while we're still holding, you can lift your left knee back up. It's incredibly difficult. If you can try reaching your arms back for a second, try. 4 seconds, crown is reaching forward, you're leaning as far forward as you can. Now let's reverse out of it. Don't move your torso yet, don't move your legs. Retuck left toes if they're down. Relift left knee if it's down. Without moving your legs, use the bars, lift your spine back up, and you gotta tuck your tailbone there, exactly. Take an inhale, rise, go slow. Yes, Jessica, so strong. Once you hit the top, we're coming right back down. You guys have 20 seconds of movement here. Remember, we're finishing in that challenge. We're finishing in a hold, and you don't have to go back to full range of motion after that. The challenge is when we finish in a hold and the next exercise is a hold, it gets extra spicy, Jessica. It's a whole situation. 6 seconds. Start to make your way down in 4, 3, 2, hold it all the way down. Do the work to push into your right heel, to squeeze your inner thighs, to drop your tailbone. See if you can reach one or both arms forward and just breathe and feel your body working hard right now for 8, 7, 6. We step up for our skater spring change. 3, 2, 1. Good job. So 1 red, 1 to 2 yellows. Step up facing to your left. Right foot is on the front platform. Left foot is against the strap on the carriage. Sit into a deep bend in your knees. Hold it low. Push heavily into your heels. When you feel like you've set the symmetry of the squat and you've got your core engaged and your shoulders down, then begin to slowly drive your left leg out to the left. Not locking the knee, but do take a pause. Holding it out there for a second isn't a break. It's establishing strength. You're checking alignment, sensation. Make sure the left knee is rotating slightly left instead of collapsing forward. Slow, steady, about 6 seconds here. Good, hips are level. You can see Jessica has the natural curve of her lower back. If you have a mirror, check out what your spine looks like from the side view. Push your left leg out about 95% of the way. Hold it here. Can you get a whole inch lower? Feel the challenge in the thighs. Left leg, 1 inch in. Stop. Full stop. Hold it. Squeeze your core. Left leg, 1 inch out. Stay with me. One more time. 1 inch in. Good. Kick it 1 inch out. I like the shake. Jessica, hold it. 3, 2. Come back to full range. Go really, really slow. Big old inhales. Big old exhales, digging in. So we've got one more challenge coming up. We will finish in that full range before we hit our last right leg exercise. We'll be coming down the right side mountain as we work our way into those obliques. Just about 7 more seconds here. Last challenge is coming. I feel like the challenge is going back to motion after these challenges. Perfect in the spine, Jessica, making it look real easy as always. Kick your left leg out about 95-ish% of the way. Hold it, squeeze it, push the heels heavy. 1 inch in, stop. Feel it. Feel those obliques working. Open up through the chest. 1 inch out, stop. Now hold it here. Try to get a whole inch lower and now bring it back to full range. This is your push. This is where you try not to stand up. You're under 20 seconds. We're gonna kick it right into our runner's lunge. You're gonna pivot and face the front. Awesome, Jessica. Last 7, 6, big inhales, big exhales. You guys, you gotta breathe. Use those lungs. 3, 2, 1. Pivot, face forward. Nice transition, Jessica. Make sure right toes point straight ahead. Left toes point down because they're pushing into the carriage. Hips are square. Right knee is right over the ankle. Remember, my favorite cue I ever heard, and it was actually from a different instructor, as much as you drive that left leg back, you are drilling your right heel down and forward. Your right knee is right over your ankle. The bone of your knee is slightly forward of the shin. Breathe in, breathe out. Ooh, it shakes good, Jessica. I like a little lean forward here. It helps me stay connected to my core. This is one where I can be a little tricky. I tend to arch my back to get the back leg out when I'm tired. So using those bars, A-okay. Leaning forward, awesome. Next one, bring your left leg in so it's right underneath your hip or slightly back. So strong, Jessica. Now, see if you can come in a little bit lower. Bring that right thigh actually parallel to the floor. If it's gonna shake, let it. Slowly, about 3 to 4 inches up, hold it. So it's about halfway. Try not to go higher than that. And then slowly come all the way back down. Hold it at the bottom. One thing I want you to focus on as you rise, you guys, make sure you feel your abs burning. Don't let your back arch as you come that 3 to 4 inches up. And then all the way back down. Good stuff right here. 8 seconds. 3 to 4 inches up. Last time. Good, and then come all the way back down, hold it there nice and strong. Big old inhale, big old exhale. Sink a little lower. Push that left leg back to full range. Yes, so strong. Keep that left hip pulling forward as that left leg drives back. Tap your right hip back just a little bit. Beautiful adjustment. Hang on to it. 10 seconds. One more challenge coming up right here. And then we'll be out of these legs. Out of them. Good, next one. Start to bring that left knee in so it's right underneath the hip. Hold on to it. Tuck the tail a little bit. Lean a little forward with your shoulders. 1 inch down. Yep. 1 inch up. Stay with it. 1 inch down. Keep it really small now. You're keeping it right around parallel. 1 inch down. Feel the challenge in your hips. 1 inch up. Come 1 inch back down. Take an inhale. Push your left leg back to full range. Do your best. 15 seconds till scrambled eggs. Gonna need the strap on your right. 8. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Turn it around. Grab the strap on your right. You'll take 2 or 3 yellows. 3 is gonna be extra spicy, in my body at least. Hands are out by your springs. Extend your right leg back behind you. And then you're slowly sweeping your right leg down and forward. A full 60 seconds of setting it, right? Finding that range of motion, finding that layering sensation. Move your left knee a little bit left, Jess. There you go. Think about leaning into it just ever so slightly. Yeah, totally. Softness in the right knee. That looks so good. Lifting out of the shoulders, a lift in your chest. Imagine I put like an overly inflated balloon or beach ball right underneath your rib cage. Feel your shoulder blades spreading on your back. You have 10 seconds. The time keeps rolling here. Big inhales, big exhales. Good. On your next one, see if you can extend your left arm forward. If that bothers your shoulder, make sure your thumb is rotated up. You can also try taking it out to the side or bringing it underneath the rib cage, checking out what's happening in the core, or just tenting your fingers. If you're not quite ready to lift it yet, just shift a little bit more weight into that right arm. All kinds of options. If you don't like it, you just put it away. On your next one, sweep your right leg behind you, all the way behind you. Squeeze your inner thighs. If you can keep the arm lifted, great. Now from here, flex your toes to the floor. Point your toes down. Engage your inner thighs and tuck your tailbone. Right leg 1 inch right. Right leg 1 inch left. Feel your butt working, feel your inner thigh working, your outer thigh working. Don't let anything else move. Keep the hips squared to the floor. Turn your right toes downwards if you can. Yeah, good. 8, 7, side crunch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Unstrap yourself. Make your way on up to the back. You need 1 yellow unless you mean it. 2 will be extra hard. Elbows on the back platform. Knees are pointed slightly left. You're targeting that right side waist again. 1 more here for the side, and then we will be moving on into our arms to finish this one out. Squeezing and lifting. Keep it slow. I find this exercise to be so much harder on the second side, especially when that second side is my right side. Difficult for me to not pull with my hip when I'm just trying to pull against the springs. Feel the lift. Keep it small. Open up your breathing for me, you guys. Big radiating exhale, like you're working out. Big radiating inhale. Next one, I want you to start to slide it out about 3/4 of the way. And then little squeeze up, yes. Little resist out. Perfect control of those shoulders, Jessica. Little squeeze up. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your inner thighs, you guys. Try to lift your center abs to your spine. Little squeeze up, yes. Little resist out. You're almost there. This should be radiating fire now. Should be difficult to stay in this little pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2. Go big, go back to full range. You have 15 seconds. We're going to pop up. You don't have to pop like Jessica does, but we're going to come up to the hands and the toes. High plank position. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Hands up, tuck toes, extend out slowly. Take an inhale, soften through your elbows for a second. Feel that upper body strength, and then begin to bend your knees towards the left elbow only. Single-sided dancing bear. You're squeezing through that right oblique Inner thighs are so energetic. Again, much harder on the second push. I'll tell you, we're already halfway through it. But in your brain, you're like, crap, that means I got just as much as I've done in front of me. It's true, go slower. I promise, add a longer hold at the front when your knees are bent. Squeeze it there a good 3 seconds. Burn through those seconds. Feel your shoulders, right? Softness through your elbows. We're gonna be taking a ride to the front. You've only got about 12 seconds left, and I totally believe in you. Do not drop those knees right now. Reverse tailbone angel. You're sitting on your butt. You'll have your black cables in your hands. 3 to 4 yellows, we won't cross them today. In 3, 2, 1. Set your booty down, take a ride to the front, grab your black cables. 3 to 4 yellows, 3 will be lighter. Slide your butt back so that it's near the number 6 so you can put your feet down on something. Start with your heels down or your toes down or your feet flat, but don't put them underneath the strap, just have them setting there. Lean back and then open your arms out. Don't start moving full range yet, just open your arms out to where you barely start to feel the tension. Establish this, put in a little control. You don't want to go any further forward than this point. I don't care at all how far you pull back. Squeeze your shoulder blades, and as you exhale, like a back fly, pull back. Feel your chest open, the biceps get a little stretch. Hold it there. Again, I don't care how far back you pull. You don't need to strain. And then as slowly as you can, go back to that starting position. I want you to continue moving this slowly. Sit up a little taller out of your hips. Beautiful. Keep leaning back though. At any point, you can try floating your feet. If you float your feet, make sure your feet are as high as your knees. Don't let the feet be dangling down. You can also try adding a hold and maybe extending your legs up. These things are all optional. You don't have to. This is a difficult exercise in and of itself. Maybe just going a little bit slower. Next one, let's start to pull all the way back through the shoulder blades. Beautiful. And just hold it here. I want you to feel your core just as much as you feel your shoulder blades. Sit up a little taller for 3. We're going to go back to full range. Last time in 2 and 1. Last 7 seconds here. Keep it honest. We're going to be popping on up to the back from here. You're going to take an overhand grip on the bars. So you'll see I turned the bars inwards here at the back. So turn them inwards, overhand grip. 3 to 4 yellows is good. 2 is a mod. And 2 and 1. Awesome. So drop your cables down, 3 to 4 yellows, push on up to the back, and take an overhand grip on your back bars. Palms face down, hips are reaching back in that tabletop, and then slowly coming in. Try to lengthen out your wrists a little bit. Make sure the wrists don't kink as you pull in. So like a pull-up, pulling in, full stop at the front. Now we're gonna add a little challenge. As she slides back, I want her to stop halfway, hold it. And then from her halfway point, she's gonna go out maybe 2 more inches, and that'll be the furthest. She's gonna hold it there. As she pulls forward, she's gonna stop halfway in again. And then she's gonna pull all the way in, hold it. She's smiling like a loon. Go halfway out, stay with it. Hold it at that halfway point. And then from your halfway, you're just 2 to 3 inches more out. You don't wanna go all the way to straight. And then again, halfway in, stop. And then bring it all the way in. Hold it all the way in. Bring your left hand down so it's on the front edge of the carriage with you. Just your right arm is moving now. You're not going to be here long. I know that it's heavy. You might have to change your range of motion a little bit. It's all good. Just 8. Yeah, Jess, look at that gun right there. 4, 3, pull all the way in, hold it. Now slowly, left hand comes up. Right hand will come down on the front edge of the carriage for a little support, and then that left arm starts to straighten. Difficult with one arm. This is heavy spring load, not gonna hold you here long. Just 5. Good, shin towards throat a little bit, bring it all the way in, all the way in, all the way in, all the way in. Right hand up, both arms. Go back to your full range, no holds this time, just in and out. One more here. We're gonna flip our grip so that we're underhand like a chin up. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Flip the grip, check your spine, squeeze your butt, and then slowly start to move. Good. Next one, I want you to pull all the way in, squeeze it there real tight. Now hold it here, slowly as you can. Halfway out, hold. Yep, chin towards the throat a little bit. Go out 2 to 3 more inches from there, hold. Keep those shoulders packing down. Pull in halfway. Hold it, squeeze it tighter, yes. All the way in, hold it, squeeze it tighter, yes, fight for it. Again, halfway out. From your halfway out, squeeze it. Go out 3 inches or so more, hold it. Here we go, halfway in, hold it, set those glutes again, squeeze your buns. Pull all the way in, hold it. This time, keep your left hand where it is, bring your right hand down. Slowly as you can, single arm. Almost there, not gonna keep you here long. Dig in, dig through. If the range of motion changes, allow it to. Don't let your body or shoulders start to twist though. 5, 4, 3, pull all the way in, all the way in, all the way in, all the way in, hold it. Right hand comes up, left hand goes down, and you're back to that full bigger range of motion. We're almost there. One exercise to go after this. Big old inhales, big old exhale. She's got 6 seconds like this. Good. Start to bring it all the way in, all the way in, all the way in. Hold it, left hand comes up. Let's even it out. Both hands are up. Slowly as you can, start to slide it out. And then bring it all the way back in. Next one, take it halfway out, hold. Here we are, this is where we finish it. Little squeeze in, little squeeze out. Re-ride to the front, 1 yellow. 2 is more support. You'll be facing the same direction with your hands on the carriage. High plank in 3, 2, 1. Good job. So 1 to 2 yellows. Hands are near the 2 and the 4, facing the same direction. So turn it around. Good. Toes tuck on the front platform. Extend out to your plank. So the further out your hands are, like Jessica's are, the harder it will be. All good. Less support from the springs. Like we started class. Can you lift your left toes up just an inch? And then point your toes back strongly, energetically. Set your right foot, or lift your right toes up. Right toes point back strongly. Keep the head lifting. Right toes set down, left leg lifts up. If this is too much, keep your legs down. If you need to set your knees down, you can do this on your knees. You have 10, 9, 8, great hold Jess. 5 seconds. We go push-ups in 3, 2, here we go. Begin to bend your elbows. Push-ups. Just about 15 seconds here. Digging in, pushing through, so strong. 8, 7, 6. Yes, you can always set the knees down if you need. 3, 2, straight arms. Here we go. Last 15 seconds. Pike it up. Go slow. Plank to pike, however you like. If you still need to hold, do it. If you need to be on your knees, absolutely. Last 9. Finish strong. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Knees down. Get your child's pose. Let your arms spread out. Let your knees spread out to kind of cradle your rib cage. Just let your neck relax. I like to, with my forehead down, if your forehead is touching the carriage, just kind of rock your head gently from side to side. Massaging the neck, massaging the center of the forehead. Good job today, everybody.